Alright, time to get busy on this thing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today we're gonna start taking that exhaust out of the car so we can start making our own exhaust. Now, these headers are pretty unique. This is gonna give it a really nice sound, or at least I hope it's for. I've seen this type of headers on other cars and it sounds incredible. So here are some of the parts I'm gonna be working with. Here is my exhaust flange. This is designed made by me, stainless steel flange. Still has EGR connection, even though we're not gonna be using that. But, you know, for any future orders, if you wanna maintain your EGR, you absolutely can, even though on a tune, you can get rid of it. And then here are my main runners. These are huge, as you can tell. These are 2-inch primaries. Compared to factory, you can probably stick 2 of the factory pipes inside of one of these. So you can tell, this is gonna completely change the way this car sounds. The way this exhaust flows is gonna be completely different. Hopefully we can make a ton of power with it. If not, then at least it's gonna be plenty of flow from when we got a supercharger to it. Anyway, enough talk, let's get to work. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take away that exhaust. And I'm not gonna show how that goes because, I mean, it's pretty boring. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. All right, guys, so I remove all of that from the car. So it's essentially a straight pipe. So let's see how she sounds. Alright, it's definitely going to need resonators. This is way too fucking loud. Oh my god, you couldn't even hear me talk. Alright, let's continue. Hopefully she didn't get too hot. Let me keep going on the exhaust. Alright, here we go. That's the stock exhaust right there. Well, not a stock. I got rid of the resonator right here and I emptied out the cats. They're hollowed out. So you can see there is the access patch there. Alright, so I just gotta do the headers now and start fabricating. Oh, and look, that's what the bag did. It's all melted in there. I'm lucky it didn't catch on fire. Right. One down, one to go. Dude, that second manifold was a real treat. I'll tell you that much. But you will soon see all the restrictions. Look at this over here. That kink right there. Again over here. Not sure why they did that, but they all have it like this. Very restrictive. It's already a pretty small pipe, and then you go ahead and smash it like that for clearance. And yeah, you get a very shitty exhaust flow. But we're about to fix that. Here's a good comparison between the two. This is what I'm gonna be making it from, and that is the factory one. So these are like 1.5 inch, and these are 2 inches. So it's gonna have 2-inch primaries. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but there's a step right there. The flange that meets the head is kind of oval shape, and then the back is round. And you can clearly see the step there. They're 2 different sizes, so that pipe is really a chokehold there. But not anymore. Look at that size difference. So it's gonna flow a lot more now. I want to give a huge thanks to Stone for providing all the materials that you see on this video. If you want quick shipping, fair prices, and great quality materials, be sure to check them out. I'll leave here their website. They just don't have materials, they also have a bunch of parts for your builds. Check them out. Alright guys, you can see I got my flange bolted up there just with one bolt. And I'm going to start running pipes now out of one of each holes. Alright, so what I've been doing is I've been pre-cutting all this stuff that I know I'm gonna need. So these are the triple Y fair side. So there's 1, 2, and the third one here. So these two merge into one of each here. Essentially something like this. Right? Alright, and these right here, these are my little shot glasses that are gonna transfer from this size to my 2-inch. You can see right there. All right, so I got the transitions for here that go from 2 to 2.5, which is this guy here. So I'm gonna have to weld all that up, cut it, and then put the transition that's gonna go into this guy. Alrighty guys, as you can see here, this thing is looking like a weapon right out of Iron Man or something. Looking pretty wild. So I got my first runner done, and then these 3 Ys are already done. So you can see it goes from 2-inch to 2.5 to 3-inch. So now that I got pretty much everything tacked and where it's supposed to go, I'm gonna start running the rest of my tubes outside, because being under the car sucks, and I kind of have an idea of how to run them so that they don't become an issue once it's time to install it. But yeah, this is an update. Let's get going. so after many hours of welding, this thing is finally all welded up. And that's just one. Now I gotta do the other side. Alrighty guys, as you can see, they're both done. They are a bitch to install. Not that one is the passenger side, easy breezy. This guy here, oh my god. Alright, we got the starter down here, right behind that, and the AC compressor sits right here. So there's no room to stick your hands up to get the nuts in there. So I was able to put two just to test fit and to keep going with the line. And goddamn, it's gotta get done, so I'll find a way. Other than that, they look pretty symmetrical. I mean, it looks just beautiful. It looks like a work of art. Now the sound needs to be, needs to play the part. So hopefully it sounds as I envision it to do, and I'll be happy with the results.
The next day.
Alrighty guys, so here's where we left off. We finished both of the headers. Those are yet to be installed. But now we're gonna move on to the X pipe, which will really be the mid pipe. So it would include the X pipe, 2 resonators, and 2 more V-bands. And then after that, the axle back, which will be right after the rear axles with the 2 rear mufflers. So here already pre-cut, I got my 3-inch 45s. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make 2 V's. They're gonna look like this. And then once I weld these up, I'm gonna cut them right here and weld the other V continuation. So that will make a nice X pipe. Alrighty guys, got them both cooling off here. So you can see, they're welded up, but you can tell where we're going. Now I'm gonna cut it right there and right there, and then you join the two, and you got your nice X pipe. See that? Alright, let's keep going. There is a beautiful X pipe, complete. Look at the flow. Looks like a continuous pipe. Crazy, right? So I can't continue because I'm missing the 2 resonators. Those are coming in the mail. Once they get here, I can go ahead and keep going with this. All right, so one of the things I'm doing is I'm upgrading the rear bumper to the MC rear bumper. Check this out. So you can see here, this is a bumper that came with the car. Very typical early models with the dual exhaust. Now the oval one. The oval one has the bypass valve that makes it louder. This one didn't. But I always like the MC bumper better than this. And since this one has some damage there, and I found a good deal on an MC bumper, well, we're upgrading. So I already started taking it apart. You see the light is out of there. And I got some trunk pieces out. So I'm gonna keep going with that. I'm gonna take this light out and remove the bumper out of here. The reason we're outside today is because I got the garage full of projects that are not completed. So for now, we're gonna be working out here. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going on this. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be so simple. I got this little trim plate here. It's full of bolts on there, so I gotta remove that and take all the bolts out. Oh my god, look how much rock is in there. This thing is a rock catcher. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Anyways, the bumper's out. And one thing though, this crush bar here needs to be modified because the MC has the exhaust here in the center. And I know from factory they cut out a piece of the rebar here, the wheel, like an aluminum plate for the exhaust to go through. So I'm gonna have to mock up the bumper to see where those fall, mark it up, and then remove the crush bar to modify it. Well, unfortunately, a lot of things are not working out. You can see there, that's where the crush bar is a problem. That's where the exhaust is supposed to come through. And I know it's cut out on the MC, but it's also hitting over here, all the way back there on both sides, and it's not letting the bumper come up. So also the 3 bolts in the middle here, they don't line up, they're way back there. So that's also a problem. And yeah, so I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna remove that crush bar and go ahead and make my own, since this is not something that I haven't done before. So I'll probably go ahead and do that and not cut up the hell out of this one. Let's check it out. It fits now. Looks really nice. It's only bolted with 2 bolts, so don't expect much. And I'm gonna have to paint all that back there black so it's not as visible. Man, that bumper just makes the car look way more aggressive on the rear, doesn't it? I always wanted that rear bumper, so there you go, I got it. So anyways, the crush bar seems like I can cut it up and make it work. It's all aluminum. So I'm gonna cut off this stuff I don't need and then do the round things for the exhaust. Alrighty guys, I got the exhaust installed, as you can see here. I even ran the O2 sensor for this one with an extension because the cable is no longer long enough. So I got that guy hooked up, and then the other side is missing the O2 sensor because I'm gonna have to take it back down. There's not enough clearance on top, right around there on the other side. I messed that up, so I'm gonna have to bring it back down, even though it's finalized, and I even put some gasket sealer on the actual metal gasket. So I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, undo all that because it's gotta be right. I can build it right how it is, but the thing is that what if when the engine shakes for any reason, it hits the body of the car, and now I got a noise, and then the rest of the exhaust is already done. So now I'm gonna have to redo the rest of the exhaust and all, and so on and so forth. So it's a snowball effect. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it right, pull it back out, and weld it in a different position to get more clearance. This one is good to go, as you can see. I got clearance on the sides, nothing is touching. It's as high as it can go. Same thing over here, that's the shifter mechanism. I ran it through the motions, nothing hits. So we're good to go there. And I had a hell of a time installing this side, as I mentioned before. It was super difficult, but it is done. Yeah, this is the guy that got to come out. So another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the EGR, like I mentioned before. Right now, I just put cover plates on both of them because that all gets hooked up to a fan. Yeah, you heard me right. The EGR is hooked up to a fan under the intake. Since I'm gonna redo all this area here, I'm gonna do an actual, like a nice aluminum box with a filter on it, and then a nice intake for this guy. So that's coming up next. For now, let's focus on the exhaust. Let's get it done, and let's get this thing running again. so what we got here is my two Byron 18-inch resonators with the X pipe, and that's where they connect to the headers. So I'm gonna keep going from here on. I think there's gonna be like a 45 here and a 45 there, and then the V-band on both of them, and that's gonna be the middle section. Alrighty guys, so the mid pipe is done. That's the X, two resonators, and then the hangers right there. So this piece is 100% done. I'm gonna go ahead and install it and keep working on the two pieces that go from here to the bumper. So here's a look at the final piece. This goes from one of the exhaust pipe all the way out to the tip. I gotta make two of these. They're fitting pretty good. These, I had to get these cast stainless 90s. You see how short they are? This is the only way I can fit two tips back there, you know, without having to freaking do some questionable work, like welding the tip straight to the pipe with a sharp 90-degree angles and capping the pipe. There is no space back there unless I cut into the trunk, which I'm not doing. So this is it. I haven't welded these together because I think this is not center. I need to shorten this up by probably a 1/4 inch, but I'll play with that. I got the tip now, so I'll be able to put it on the bumper cutout and make sure it's perfectly centered there. And this is the tip right here. It's funny because it makes the pipe look small. Look at the size of this thing. Alright, this is a 5-inch tip with a 3-inch inlet. Really hard to find. That's the brand right there. These are from eBay. You know, the only ones available, at least that I could find, that are short, because I also want it to be short. Even this over here I'm gonna have to trim because that pushes the tip too far out. So I'm gonna trim all this all the way back and weld that to the 90 there. And I think that's the only way it's not gonna look ridiculous with like 4 inches past the bumper sticking out. I want this to sit nice and flush. So there you have it. Big ass tip, nice exhaust. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back because I still gotta figure out the hanger, which is somewhere here. Put the bumper on and trim this guy and add the tip, and then get working on the second one. By the way, gotta love the people at Treadstone. I hit them up because I was missing 2 90s. I did the math wrong, and that was on Sunday. Of course they don't work. They replied to me yesterday, Monday, and here we are, it's Tuesday, and the pipes are here, the 2 90s that I needed. So super fast shipping. Love that about them. No questions. So if you need anything for your car, whatever car it is, they got a bunch of parts on the website, and they also got fabrication materials, as you can see. So make sure to check them out. They got a bunch of parts, good prices. Go ahead and show some support. All right, so this is what it looks like installed. No bumper. I went ahead and sprayed everything black so it's not as visible through the grill, but you can see how tight it is back there. It's not touching right now, so you can see there. See, it doesn't touch. It's touching over here on the hanger, but once I put a hanger on the pipe and keeps it fixed there, it's not gonna have as much movement side to side. But anyways, you can see how very little space we got in here, and I still gotta make the crush bar. All right, so this is what it looks like through the grill. You can see there. So I can try to have the pipe level But I don't know, because then I'm gonna have to mess with this location here a lot. This location works. I can have the pipe level and work with this. So I just gotta make a decision what to do here. Does it even matter, you know? All right, here's the look, is what it's looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it straight. But when I do, as you can see, it brings it down. So this one I had to redo. This one's pretty good to go. All right, this took me way too many tries, but I got it. So you can see there, they're both sitting straight. And the holes are aligned, and also underneath, they're pretty even all the way over there. So super happy with the result here. So I'm gonna finalize some welds on the hangers and weld the tips. All right, here we got both of the, I guess you can call them the axle back pieces. So this is behind the rear axle. Fully welded, hangers on, ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead now, get them installed for the last time. And then as far as the tips, I'm pretty sure I mentioned before in the video that they stick out too much. The second one is not here yet, I only got one. But even then, I'm not gonna fully weld it. I think I'm just gonna do a few tacks so it doesn't fall off. And I'm gonna make my own tips. Something out of billet stainless that is very short, and it doesn't go past the bumper too far. I'll show you that once I get the tape on there. They're this close to get it driving again. So let's go ahead and put this back. Alrighty, so I got the two tips welded on. That's all ready to go. I like how it has a green, when the light hits it, it goes with my trunk setup. But yeah, so everything in here is pretty much ready to go. I'm waiting for it to cool down a little bit so I can wipe it down, and then I can go ahead and install the crush bar and put the bumper back on. All right, I think it's time to go ahead and take a listen. Hopefully it sounds amazing. So this is it for this video, guys. I hope you like it as much as I did. I'm gonna leave you with a little hint of the next video. And yeah, make sure you like the video. I'll see you on the next one.